Hey guys, the name's Jasper, and welcome back to an honest review of The Glory. So, my main experience about K drama or any Korean media in general is after seeing The Parasite from a few years ago, which became my first Korean movie. I decided to, hey, watch some Korean drama. So, my first Korean drama was Crash Landing on You, which is my favorite. And then there was this other movie who I think it was Train to Busan. I also like that movie. And then I also have seen The Kingdom, which is like some kind of ancient zombie movie. And here's the thing that I can tell you guys about Korean stuff, Korean media stuff. The way how Koreans tell their story are very distinct and they are very different when you compare it to any American media in general. It's like when you look at or maybe watch any Japanese anime, the way how the Japanese people tell their stories has again are very different. This is why I love the Metal Gear Solid series, which was created by Konami and Kojima Productions, and it is something that is completely Japanese based. And I just love how different the story is compared to any other form of storytelling out there. So, The Glory is a Netflix show that consists of 8 episodes for part one, but we are going to see the other episodes on March of this year. And this tells the story of Moon Dongyeon, and it is basically a revenge story, and it is a very dark revenge story. Now, when I say it's dark, it's really dark. Given that there's like 8 episodes in it, the first episode is easily the darkest one because it talks about why Moon wanted to take revenge. So I am not spoiling anything, no spoilers, but here's the basic gist of the story. So I think when she was in high school, she got recruited by these five schoolmates to be their torture device, or maybe not torture, or like a torture subject. So from time to time, she will go to this gym room in the school where five of the students, the bullies, will try to bully her in many different ways. It can include like burning her skin or doing some very inappropriate acts. Anything that is violent, that is basically unacceptable in the modern generation. And the violence in here can get really gruesome. So gruesome that I think the American audience will not be able to prepare themselves for, or at least scenes that they are not expecting to see, because this is a Korean show. The way how they tell violence and how they show violence is very on PG-13 like. So I wouldn't be surprised that some people will just give up watching this series after seeing episode 1, because I do believe that episode 1 is the darkest part of the show. So the show also tells like these two periods. One is when the time when she was being bullied, and then the other time period is when all of them are adults, and how she is trying to puppeteer this revenge plot that she's been working on since she was able to drop out of high school and start building her life around getting revenge against these five students. So after many years, as adults, these five students, the five bullies, they had their own lives now. They do things that they like, and I find the five bullies to be really interesting because the show was able to set this kind of hierarchy, and each character are different from each other. So like their leader, I believe her name is Park Young-jin. She is now a weather woman. And then the other people, one became like a flight attendant, the other one became an artist, but at the same time she's a drug addict and also very religious. And the two other guys that were also bullies, one became an owner of a clothing shop, and then the other one became his pet. Well, given that this pet has been the pet since they were in high school. And since I told you guys about how the story was told in this, again, this is a revenge story which broke all of the tropes that I know when it comes to revenge stories. Given that there's like 8 episodes in it, I was expecting, okay, so in episode 2, Moon is going to maybe kill the first bully, and then episode 3, Moon is going to kill the second bully. But as it turns out, it's different. Basically, for the first 8 episodes, it's like a game of chess. And if you guys know how to play chess, in the first part of chess, you try to execute some moves, and then on the last part of chess, that's when you'll be able to eat away or take away some of the chess pieces. And this first part feels like it's just the moving of the chess pieces in the chessboard. Moon decide to design her plans in a way where she can infiltrate this castle that the bullies were able to build throughout the years. So instead of infiltrating them head on, she decided to go underneath and try to infiltrate the entire group from the interior of this castle, which of course it involves a lot of drama, a lot of twists, and also a lot of tension stuff that if I was the bully, I would be like really afraid of my entire life. This is why I think the show is really good, because it really talks about like how far can a person go if they wanted to get the revenge. Would you forgive someone for the faults that your friends and classmates did, given that they were like, childlike in the past? Or again, would you get your revenge and try to heal these wounds that these sadists, these bullies did to you when you were still a teenager? And it is a very scary thing. And that's why I think the main character, Moon, she doesn't express a lot of emotions. She doesn't allow herself to be happy. She simply doesn't want to see the beauty in life and everything, given on how wounded she was when she was still a teenager. And that's also like a main plot point in the story on why she actually never tries to smile. But if she did, then it shows this kind of humanity in her that she's really afraid of. And this is like one of those characters where I find fascinating because, people wants to be happy. That's like a general thing. But this person, the main character, doesn't want to, because she's afraid that she started smiling, then she might just forgive the people who bullied her in the past. And when it comes to a display of humanity, there are some characters here that did try to expose the main character's humanity from time to time. And one of those characters is the character named Kang Yunnam. And I think she's like the heart of this show, because she is the only person, probably the only person who tries to give some light in the show, given on how dark it is. In other terms, she's like the comedic relief, but I simply love her. I love the chemistry the showrunners gave for Kang and Moon. They are two different people, but it is a pairing that I wasn't expecting to work along the way. But whenever both of them are together in one scene, I simply love everything about it. There's also this character in which I would call like the love interest, and there's something about this character that really surprised me throughout the last few parts of the episodes. And again, that's why I said that there's like a lot of twist here. This show never became boring. It feels like each episode they try to introduce something about the story, and then in which you will want to press on the play next episode every time the credits roll. And I simply hate it. I simply hate it whenever I'm trying to binge watch a show, because it's harder to retain stuff that happened in each episode whenever you're trying to watch it in its entirety. That's why I do think it's still better to watch shows one episode each week, so that in one episode, at least in the entire week, you can, try to think about that specific episode and try to make theories. And it can also give you time to reflect about an episode. But this one, I was able to watch its entirety in 2 days. and it was just simply crazy. It was such it's a show that was something that I wasn't expecting. I haven't seen the trailer for it, but it is simply surprising. When I'm going to rank the Korean stuff that I've seen, with Parasite being number one and Crash Landing on You being number two, I can give this thing the number four in my list, with Snowpiercer being above it. But hey, if I'm going to give this show a rating, I will give it a 4 out of 5. Again, this is a fun show to watch in a way on how the story was structured. There's a lot of twists, surprises, a lot of dramatic moments, amazing performance from the cast, both from the young and from the adult versions of them. I love how each episode tries to jump back between the time periods because it does feel like it keeps the story more engaging. And given how dark the main character is trying to do here, the fact that the show has to jump in the past gives us this insight that, whatever revenge thing the main character is trying to do, it feels like it's justified. So, what do you guys think about this show? Did you guys like it? Do you watch a lot of Korean drama? And how is it compared to the other Korean dramas that you guys have seen? For more of this honest reactions and honest review, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to the Giga channel, and I will be doing a ton more of honest reviews in the future. Goodbye, you guys, and you guys take care.